Relax and let this gentle tale bring warmth to your evening. Star and Hannah, a tale of kindness. This story is about a human named Star and a kind-hearted troll named Hannah, who form an unexpected friendship through acts of kindness. Once upon a time, in a far-off village nestled between the hills and a dense forest, lived a girl named Star. Star was known for her brilliant smile that could light up the darkest nights. One day, while gathering herbs in the forest, she stumbled upon an injured troll named Hannah. Hannah had a kind heart despite her fearsome appearance, and had been wounded while protecting the family of rabbits from a pack of wolves. Star was frightened at first, but she quickly realized Hannah meant no harm. The Star gently tended to Ms. wounds using the herbs she had gathered. Every day, for a week, Star visited Hannah in the forest, bringing her food and fresh bandages. Hannah, grateful for the kindness, would tell Star stories of the forest of ancient trees that whispered secrets and streams that sang lullabies. Slowly but surely, Hannah regained her strength, and their bond grew stronger. One evening, Star confided in Hannah about her village water problem. The lonely well was drying up, and the villagers didn't know what to do. Hannah, with her knowledge of the land, suggested a distant spring hidden deep within the forest. The next morning, Hannah led Star to the spring, sharing ancient paths known only to the forest creatures. They worked together to clear the path back to the village, allowing the fresh spring water to flow freely. The villagers could hardly believe their eyes when Star returned with Hannah and the clear, clean water. Grateful, they welcomed Hannah, and the once feared troll became a beloved friend. The Star and Hannah's bond became a legend told to children for generations, a tale of kindness and unexpected friendship. The next story is here to soothe your heart. The Tale of Lotus and Susan. This story is about a woman named Lotus who befriends a mouse named Susan, and through their unique friendship, they find happiness and bring joy to each other's lives. In a quaint little village nestled between rolling hills and endless fields of tulips, there lived a kind-hearted woman named Lotus. She had a sparkling smile and a gentle touch, known for her curious and kind nature. Lotus' house was a charming, ivy-clad cottage with a small garden where she grew vibrant flowers and delicious fruits. One sunny morning, she discovered a tiny mouse with soft gray fur and bright eyes, nibbling on some cheese in her kitchen. The mouse, named Susan, had ventured from her home in the meadow, attracted by the aroma of Lotus Igley's lovely herbs and spices. At first, Lotus was startled, but as Susan shyly squeaked and twitched her little nose, she couldn't help but smile. "Hello there, little one," Lotus said gently. "Oh, are you hungry?" Susan nodded timidly. With her heart full of warmth, Lotus decided to offer Susan some more cheese and a tiny cup of water. They quickly became friends, chatting and sharing lovely moments together. Despite being different species, they found common ground in their love for nature and the simple joys of life. As days turned into weeks, their friendship blossomed. Lotus would read Susan her favorite stories, and Susan would keep Lotus company while she worked in her garden. They cherished every moment, from watching sunsets to sharing meals. One day, Lotus noticed Susan looking a bit sad. She asked thoughtlessly, "Everything all right?" Susan sighed softly and said, "I've always missed my family in the meadow, but I love spending time here with you." Oh, understanding her dear friend's feelings, Lotus smiled and offered a solution. "Why don't we visit your family in the meadow? I'm sure they would be delighted to meet you and know you, sire." Welcome. Susan's eyes sparkled with joy at the idea. They prepared a lovely basket of treats and set off on an adventure through the vibrant fields. When they reached the meadow, Susan's family welcomed them with open arms. The meadow was a paradise for tiny creatures, with wildflowers, burrows, and abundant food. Lotus and Susan shared stories and laughter with Susan's family, who were grateful to Lotus for her kindness. The visit brought happiness to all as they learned about each other's lives. When it was time to return, Susan thanked Lotus with a heartfelt hug, promising to visit her often. As they walked back to the village, Lotus felt an overwhelming sense of happiness, knowing that true friends always bring joy and contentment, no matter how different they might be. From then on, Lotus and Susan made many visits to the meadow, and their friendship grew even stronger. They talked to each other about their worlds and cherished the special bond they had formed. Each night, as the stars twinkled in the sky, they would sit together and reflect on their adventures, filled with gratitude for the happiness they had found in each other. And so the tale of Lotus and Susan became a cherished story in the village, a reminder that happiness can be found in the most unexpected friendships, and that kindness has the power to unite even the smallest of beings. This story, dear reader, teaches us that love, understanding, and kindness are the true keys to the joyful life. And this story begins to guide you closer to sleep. In All in Mobilia, a lesson in fairness. This story is about Tula and the fairy Lobelia learning the value of fairness through experiences in a village. Once upon a time, in a quaint village nestled between lush green hills, there lived a kind-hearted girl named Tia. Tia was known for her gentle nature and her knack for seeing the good in everyone. One crisp autumn afternoon, as Tula wandered through the woods, she stumbled upon a shimmering glade she had never seen before. In the center of the glade stood a tiny, radiant fairy named Lobelia, with wings that sparkled like diamonds. Intrigued, Tila approached Lobelia, who looked up with a twinkle in her eye. "Hello," Tila said softly, "I'm Tila. What brings you here?" Lobelia's voice was as melodious as a songbird's as she replied, "I'm Lobelia, and I'm here to learn about fairness from the human world." Tila smiled warmly. "I can help you with that. Just come by jump with me and see how we live." The fairy's eyes glowed with gratitude as she fluttered onto Tila's shoulder. They returned to the village, where Fiala introduced Lobelia to her family and friends. Over the next few days, Lobelia observed how Tila's community worked together to ensure everyone was treated equally and with respect. One evening, Tiala took Lobelia to the village square, where a lively harvest festival was in full swing. There were games, music, and delicious food. Tila noticed a group of children arguing over who should get the last piece of pie. She decided it was a perfect moment to teach Lobelia about fairness. "Come with me," Tila whispered. They approached the children, and Tila asked them to share their thoughts. Each child had a reason why they deserved the pie. "It's my favorite. I haven't had any yet. I helped bake it." The reasons were all valid, but Tila had an idea. "What if we cut the piece into smaller pieces, so everyone can have a taste?" The children's faces lit up, and they eagerly agreed. Sheila carefully divided the pie, making sure each piece was just right. As the children savored their shares, Lobelia smiled, understanding the beauty of fairness. The festival continued with joy and laughter, and Lobelia felt the new sense of wisdom blooming within her. As the night drew to a close, Tiala and Lobelia returned to the glade where they first met. "Thank you, Tiala," Lobelia said, her eyes shining like the stars above. "You've shown me that fairness is about understanding and sharing." Tila hugged her new friend tightly. "I'm glad I could help. Remember, it's not always easy, but it's always worth it." With a final twirl in the moonlight, Lobelia disappeared into the night, carrying the lesson of fairness back to her fairy world. And so, Tiala returned home, her heart filled with pride and joy, knowing she had made a difference in both the human and fairy realms. The end. The next story awaits to bring you closer to sleep. Chilla and Tansy, A Tale of Wisdom. This story is about a girl named Tiala and a skunk named Tansy who form an unlikely friendship, through which Tiala learns the wisdom of asking the right questions, changing her perspective on life. Under the canopy of the great forest, where golden sunlight filtered through emerald leaves, there lived a young girl named Tiala. Her days were filled with the thrill of adventure, as she roamed the forest paths and endless meadows, her curious mind ever hungry for more. One such day, Tiala stumbled upon a peculiar scene: a skunk caught in a bramble. Unlike other children, who might have recoiled at the skunk's pungent defense mechanism, Tiala saw something else. In a creature in need. This skunk was named Tansy, and she looked up at it with cautious eyes that sparkled with intelligence. Determined to help, Tiala spoke softly to Tansy. "You right worry, I will free you, Sana." With careful hands, she worked to untangle Tansy from the prickly bush, ignoring the scratches on her own skin. Once free, Tansy did not run away. Instead, the skunk stayed and watched Tiala, curious and grateful. Over time, Tiala and Tansy formed an unlikely friendship. They spent hours talking, Tiala sharing stories of her world, and Tansy revealing secrets of the forest. From Tansy, Tiala learned to listen to the whispers of the wind, the stories etched in the rings of ancient trees, and the secrets held in every rustling leaf. Tansy taught Tiala the importance of every creature, big and small, in the grand tapestry of life. One evening, as the sun set in hues of pink and gold, Tansy shared a piece of wisdom that Tiala would never forget. Wisdom is, Tansy said, us not in knowing all the answers, but in asking the right questions. This struck a chord with Tiala, who always sought certainty in her quest for knowledge. That night, under a blanket of twinkling stars, Tiala pondered the depths of Tansy's words. In the days that followed, Tiala noticed how her perspective shifted. She began asking different questions, ones that opened her eyes to new possibilities and deeper understandings. The forest became not just a place of adventure, but a place of profound learning. Seasons changed, and as they did, Tiala grew wiser. Her friendship with Tansy had enriched her life in ways she had never imagined. The skunk's quiet wisdom had imparted lessons that books never could. And so, under the canopy of the great forest, where Tiala once roamed as a curious girl, walked a wise young woman enriched by the friendship of a humble skunk. Rest well, and let go of the day's cares.